What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. Lots to talk about today, but I'm going to take it kind of light. I've got this news topic, I've got a special announcement, and then this afternoon, I did a little bit of a live stream, together, maybe where we can wrap some presents together. I'm going to finish off all those advent calendars that I started with and ran out of time to finish. I've got some nostalgia for us all to look at. Just a chill stream starting around maybe 1 o'clock this afternoon. I hope to see you there, but if I don't, I just want to let you know this Christmas season that I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you. You've all changed my life. And I'm so thankful, so blessed. And, it's each and every one of you that is responsible for that. So thank you. And, I hope that, next year, this is kind of the New Year's video idea, but, I hope in 2023 we can continue to grow. We had an incredible month of growth in November and December. Thanks to everything going on with Elon. Now things have kind of cooled off a little bit. Everybody's thinking holidays, Christmas time, and I think that's good. But just know I'm ready to hit the ground at 100 miles an hour in 2023 as well. Now, there was something interesting for all the people that say I'm an Elon apologist, and maybe I am. I do think that there are clearly some still issues there are some issues at Twitter. Some people think it's remnants of Twitter 1.0. That may be possible, although I kind of disagree with that, and I'll explain why. Then there's also some suspicion. Some people think, hey, maybe there's some three-letter agencies that still have backdoors to Twitter, because there was a pretty coordinated ban wave that happened yesterday that I want to call out. Obviously, I mentioned it to Elon on Twitter. There's about a 1 in 10,000 chance that he'll actually see it. But it's worked before. I think that there is some accountability here that needs to be discussed. Colin Rugg, who is a banned from Twitter, formerly banned, wrote, conservative Twitter accounts are apparently being suspended for speaking out against Zelensky's speech last night. Is the FBI still working at Twitter? And then Elon asks, which accounts? Look, this is always a complicated thing. I feel like I've gotten more outspoken over the months as I learn more. It's a tough thing. Like, Ukrainian people, I 100% support you, and pray for a quick ending to this conflict, so that everyone can, feel safe again. Same with my Russian viewers. You're not your government, right? Like, I don't like the Chinese government, but I don't have any problem with Chinese people. So it's always an important distinction to make, that sometimes people don't stop and really, quantify that. I'm very unhappy with the billions of dollars that are going into seemingly the ether with very little oversight. But like, the Ukrainian people don't have anything to do with that. The Russian people don't really have anything to do with that. And so I think it's important to delineate that. Sometimes I'll get into these dunk fests on Twitter with people, but at the end of the day, I wish for the best for the Ukrainian people and for the Ukrainian citizens and the Russian citizens. It's their governments that that are to be criticized. But I thought it was pretty interesting when a lot of people, this was a very frustrating image to see as somebody who loves this country, the country in which I live. I'm watching Kamala Harris and Jugs McGee trip over each other to gobble the knob of Ukraine in our nation's capital. It was a embarrassing display for Americans, an embarrassing display for Republicans, the 18 Republicans that would rather sell this country's financial future down the river than have to read the omnibus bill that they wrote. It was embarrassing for all members of government that they so openly sold out the American people because they wanted to avoid cold weather and they wanted to get the bill passed. And it's brutal that in a time in which many Americans are having trouble putting food on the table. Many Americans would like a more secure border, that our government is sending hundreds of millions of dollars to other countries to secure their borders. It's a mess. And I don't always articulate that in the best way, but this is somebody Alex have become friendly with, or I've got to know a little bit over the past couple weeks. Simply tweeting out, Americans, I wish we had leaders who put our country first. Congress, this. He was suspended for this. And I think the important thing to point out is that, for every one person you see that gets suspended for this, there's probably 10,000 other people that don't have big followings that nobody even could make the noise for. This is one of the things that, I've also been critical of Elon Musk and hoping that he unbans. I understand why you unban the big accounts first. Totally understand that. But I hope he doesn't, stop doing that. And that everyone who had original accounts, I don't care if they had 0 followers and they were unfairly banned, they should be allowed back on the platform. They picked that username. They want that username. They don't want that username that they like with the number 1 after it. I don't want to be the quartering YT on Instagram. I want to be the quartering. That's just the reality of it. And, Jack Posobiec pointed this out yesterday. Twitter has locked Alex for 12 hours for posting a comment about the Ukrainian flag in Congress. Of course, Elon responds looking into it. That tweet doesn't violate terms of service. Right. I mean, I think that there's this ill-conceived notion, this misconception that Elon's like pressing the buttons all the time. He's not. But there were numerous popular, prominent right-wing accounts that were critical of this just pathetic display of knob-gobblery by our leaders in Washington that were unceremoniously banned. You could see Donald Trump Jr. Twitter deletes Donald Trump Jr. tweet mocking Zelenskyy with fake, spicy president's son picture. Again, this is one of those things where there's damage in the armor. Because, I knew that Twitter was never going to be free speech. I had hoped that it would be freer speech. But here you see the Boston Herald, this is yesterday as well, a tweet by Donald Trump Jr. that mocked Ukrainian President Zelenskyy with a photo of Hunter was banned, deleted by Thursday. The former president's son posted a fake image late Wednesday after Zelenskyy received rapturous reception for his address to a rare joint session. Oh, it was great. He had his full-on war hero aesthetic on, his dark green shirt, like he just climbed out of the foxhole. It was just a beautiful display that Ben Stiller and who's that other lame actor would be completely in love with, Sean Penn. The mashup included, now if there was naughty bits showing, you understand that. But of course, Twitter removed the image for unspecified violations of terms of use. The tweet spotlights the bitter opposition to helping Ukraine defend itself against the Russian invasion in the MAGA wing of the Republican Party. This again is fake news. This is I talked about this yesterday. Who tweeted that? Was it Redheaded Libertarian? Where it was new, and the neocon talking points of new dropped. It's if you don't support sending $100 billion with zero oversight to a country, then you just want global war, or you must support. No, I don't support the Russian government invading another nation. But I also don't support our own government putting, $30 million for salmon in the bill, for funding, for cramming the millions of dollars for the Michelle Obama hiking trail, for a building with Nancy Pelosi's name on it. I mean, everybody who's blindly defending this bill, by the way, and I want to be very clear, every time they do this, it's the same crap. It's cram jammed with pork, and it's both sides. 18 Republicans voted for this. 18. Wasn't 1 or 2 that swung the vote. 18. Mitch McConnell was out there turkey necking about how all Republicans are totally in favor of giving all this money. I'm not against. See, that's the thing. People don't have any nuance on Twitter. It's not allowed. It doesn't really work that way. I'm not against helping Ukraine. Not at all. What I'm against is my government printing trillions of dollars every year with no oversight and sending it all around the world when we've got major problems here in our own country. How about all the people that are picking up these little colored pills on playgrounds? How about all these people that are pouring over our border? How about all the military veterans that are on the streets right now? How about all the families that can't afford to put food on their tables? I have no problem. It's just like when you're in an airplane. The speech is the same every time. In the event that the cabin loses pressure, put your mask on first before helping other passengers, right? We've got innumerable problems in this country, and we're just willy-nilly. Again, I think that there can be a middle ground here that isn't involving setting $100 billion, dedicating $100 billion to Ukraine when Russia's entire military budget is $60 billion and they're only spending a fraction of it in Ukraine. How many people are getting on? How many corporations and companies are getting immensely wealthy? How many people are using? How many quid pro quos are happening right now? It's fully within reason to be criticizing this, and the fact that Twitter still clearly has people around that either work for the three-letter agencies or sympathetic that would ban people, that's very concerning, and I'm hoping that Elon gets to the bottom of that. That said, if you made it to the end of the video and you have not subscribed yet, I'm doing a big push between now and the end of the year. Please do consider subscribing down below the video. It would help the channel immensely. There's still 36% of my viewers are not subscribed. I know they'll never be 100, but I'd like to get it under 20. So if you haven't yet, please do consider it a Christmas gift to me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you again real soon.